Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I would like to present about pollination and fertilization process and plant life cycle. This video presentation for subject AGR 499 is prepared for technologist Dr. Siti Khadijah binti Abdul Karim. So firstly, let me introduce myself. My name Anis Elisa Zukrina binti Muhammad Zaki. I am from class 82402C. And my ID number is 2025 220 762. Now, let's move on to the introduction. Pollination and fertilization are essential process for plant reproduction. Pollination happens when pollen grains from the anther and land on the stigma occur through different agents such as rain, insect, animals, or water. Pollination does not form seeds, but it prepares the plant for the next step. After pollination process is successful, fertilization will begin. The pollen grain will germinate on the stigma and grows a pollen tube down to the style towards the ovary. Inside the tube, there are two sperm cells. When the tube reaches an ovule, one sperm cell fused together with the egg cell to form a zygote. The ovary around it will develop into a fruit that can helping seed protection and dispersal. Alright, now let we take a look on a flower morphology. The flower is a reproductive organ of a plant. The anther and filament are the male parts of a plant. We call it as a stamen. And as you can see, each stamen has an anther held by a filament. The anther produces pollen grains, and the stigma, style, ovary, and ovule of the plant flowers is a female part of a plant. We call it as a carpel or a pistil. Now, let we move to the type of gymnasium. In flower morphology, we have two types of gymnasium, which is apocarpus and syncarpus. Apocarpus is a gymnasium consists of two or more carpels that are free and not attached together. While syncarpus gymnasium consists two or more carpels and all carpels are attached together. Next, in female flower parts, there are ovary. The types of ovary condition in flowers. The first one is hypogynous. Second is perigynous, and the third one is epigynous. Firstly, the hypogynous is a condition that the ovary is on top and all the other flower parts are below on the ovary. Perigynous, the ovary is in the middle and the other flower parts grow around the ovary and forming like a cup shape. Lastly, the epigynous, in this type, the ovary is at the bottom and the other floral parts appear above it. Know how pollination and fertilization process do their work. So, pollination can occurs in several ways. Insect or animal pollination happens when animals carry pollen from one flower to the other flowers. So these insect or animals can attract to flowers with bright colors and nice smell. The pollen sticks to the insect or animals when they carry it to another flower. So pollination also can happen through the wind or water. So in this case, the wind or water carries the pollen to the other flowers. Next is plant fertilization. Plant fertilization is the process where male and female gametes combine together to form a fertilized egg. When pollen lands on the stigma of another flower, it starts the fertilization process. After that, the pollen tube grows down through the style until it reaches to the ovary. So inside the ovary, the nucleus of pollen travels through the tube and fuse with the ovule nucleus. So this is the moment when fertilization is complete. Once fertilization is complete, the ovule become a seed and the other parts of the flowers turn into a fruit. The petals of flowers is die after this process. For example, an apple has seeds inside the fruit that come from this process. It's also important to note that some plants can reproduce without pollen or fertilization. In this case, it's called as asexual reproduction. Now, we talk about double fertilization. So inside the pollen grain, there are two cells. One cell grows into a pollen tube that penetrates the ovary, and the other cells divides to form two sperm cells. The first sperm is fertilized the egg cells called as zygote, and the second sperm is fused with both polar nuclei, creating the endosperm. Then the endosperm becomes food for the growing embryo, providing the energy and nutrients. Each ovule is originally surrounded by two integuments. So after fertilization, these integuments going harder and form the seed coat. Meanwhile, the ovary wall going thickens and becomes the pericarp. It is the outer wall of the fruit. So in short, double fertilization results in both zygote, which grows into a new plant, and endosperm, which nourishes it. The last slide is plant life cycle. So here we can see the life cycle of plant that's shown in a diagram above. So this life cycle includes two main phases, which is the diploid phase and haploid phase. Starting at the diploid phase, we have the sporophyte. The sporophyte undergoes meiosis to produce spores. These spores enter the haploid phases. So the spores grow by mitosis to form the gametophyte, and the gametophyte produce gametes, which are the egg and sperm cells. So during the fertilization, the egg and sperm fuse together to form a zygote. Then it will carry out germination and growth to become the new sporophyte. Finally, it becomes an adult plant and producing a flowers. So these flowers will produce new seeds again and allowing the cycle to start again. Alright, after we look and understand about this topic, we can conclude that pollination and fertilization are important steps that help plant produce new seeds and fruits. By understanding the parts of a flowers, the gymnasium, and the types of ovaries, we can see how each structure plays a role in plant reproduction. Pollination moves the pollen to the stigma, and fertilization joins the male and female cells. Flower plants also have double fertilization, where one sperm forms the baby plant, and the other sperm forms the food supply. This process ensures plant can grow and create the new generation. So I think that's all from me, and thank you for watching my video. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.